Most of you are probably aware that the ActivInspire software allows you to have multiple flipcharts open at the same time. That's not really new, but what is new is that you can see these tabs across the top with the flipchart names. You can see I have two flipcharts open. I have multiple flipcharts and one called second flipcharts. And here on the page browser I can see all the pages. Now if I click here on second flipchart, I have more pages. Now down here at the bottom on the page browser is a little slider and allows me to make my pages larger or smaller so I can see more or less in my browser. Now let's say I wanted to copy page 1 of the second flipchart into my first flipchart. I could just right click and go to copy, go back to my first flipchart, right or control click, or go up to edit, and then paste, and there it is. And now I can move it around. Another way I could do it is if I just take this page, click and hold, and drag it up here to the title multiple flipcharts, it's going to go ahead and drop it in there too. Now other than lesson development or moving one page to another, I'm going to give you guys a couple other specific ideas on ways that you can use two flipcharts open at the same time. So let's say this is your main flipchart. What are some pages you might want to have open as a secondary or backup flipchart? Let's look at some examples here in the flipchart titled Flipchart Number 2. First page right here is a stoplight. Now having this flipchart open and available will allow you, the teacher, to quickly move to this page to let students be aware of the noise level in the classroom. And you could let them know it's getting too loud, it's too loud, or it's just fine. So you don't have to have this in your lesson. You could just keep it there, go back to your lesson you're teaching, and if it gets a little too loud, come back to this one and let them know we're getting
red alert, red alert.
We're getting to a yellow light, a red light, or
red alert.
we're getting to panic. Now here's another example right here for having students pick their turn. So right here I have names in a hat that I could just drag out. So student 11, student 16. So instead of having to raise your hands or pick students, you could have this open in the background at all times. Click on the tab, pick your student's name, and then go back to the flip chart you're working on, which is this one right here. This example right here and the next couple of examples are actually from our Marzano resource pack on Promethean Planet, which is a free resource pack provided by Marzano and Associates. This one you could see a very simple chart of what we want to know and what we know and what we want to know. And you could have your students fill this out as you're doing the lesson, the pre-learning right here, work on the lesson, and then come back when we're done to show what we want to know. You can also use this for student self-assessment, asking your students if they're ready to move on. And again, you don't need to have this in your lesson. You could have it open as a secondary flip chart, and you could always flip back and forth. A page like this, again, we could see student self-reflection on how much progress they made, and you can see the confidence in the progress toward their learning objectives. These last couple pages are some games that you could have running in the background as well. This is a Hollywood Squares game, and obviously X, you get it right, you put it there. O, you put it right, you get it there. You could have that running, or you could have a baseball scorecard. So you could have this as you're playing a game or you're doing a learning objective on the other lesson right here. You're doing your lesson, and now you're keeping score of the game. So you have a game scoreboard running within your lesson. You don't need to keep on flipping back to page 1 or the last page. It gives you a great idea. So I hope this gives you some ideas on how you can benefit from the ability to have multiple flip charts open at once during a lesson. Enjoy.